This is the final qualifier, the final decider here to get a ticket to China for the LAN event. We've got Sebastian versus TaToH on Bedouins to start it all off. Guys, this is tricky for me. I always feel bad going against the players' colors, but I'm going to put the Spaniard in the red and the Uruguayan in the blue. I just think that clicks more for me. So we'll do that. We'll get the flags up here. But winner here gets a flight to China for a 50K LAN event. Loser does get a little bit of money from the qualifier in comparison, but obviously we'll be missing out on the big opportunity. Now, TaToH has picked the Bohemians, and I immediately remembered a lot of the games that have happened in this tournament on this map have become very wallable and very boomy. And Bohemians are one of the best civs in the game if they can be walled and have safe economy. So I think the logic of TaToH's pick is there. Sebastian has gone for the more standard pick. We have seen a lot of players pick Gujaras and Mongols and civs that can be aggressive early. And of course, there's lots of sheep here on a nomad start, and Sebastian going to load up those goats into the mill. And then you also have all the food from the shorefish, and you have the boars. Very easy to get the feudal age quickly. I think that's got to be Sebastian's thinking. Now, kind of the funny detail, though, is normally you're scouting with your sheep to find the opponent, but you need to put all your sheep in your mill with Gujaras. So he actually doesn't know where TaToH is right now. And that is kind of a big deal when choosing where to attack, but also what to attack with. And then TaToH, don't mind these palisades. He just built those bringing in a boar. TaToH knows he lost a sheep to Sebastian, so he knows Sebastian's pretty far away. So from TaToH's perspective, I think you can wall this way using your mill. You can already tell he's thinking about it. Wall towards the wood line. Wall this way. You have a gold at least. The stone is kind of tough to protect, though. I found there's really just not a lot of stone on this map, and where the stone spawns can be kind of difficult at times. But yeah, I'm curious to see how TaToH plays. I think he's going to play into walls and fast castle and just adapt. But being in the corner has other downsides, of course, for TaToH. Like long term, he might not have as many pawns to take. This is a lot of walling that TaToH will have to do. It's not as easy as I'm implying, but I think he can get it done. Someone says, any Indian AoE 2 players? Question mark. We watched one the other day. Dragon Stars did pretty good in this qualifier. Dragon Star lost, I think, in the second round of the qualifier. So Dragon Star's the best player from India. There are other players as well. Have made... If you want to look for Dragon Star games, you can search my YouTube channel or my Extras channel, and you should be able to find him if you want to root for Dragon Star. Sebastian has the setup to click feudal age, and he gets it. This is a very fast feudal age. But I would say fairly standard at this point. If the players are playing sharp, this is kind of to be expected with all the food that's on the map. And he's going to go up. And okay, now he's found TaToH's mill. Now, that doesn't mean TaToH's TC is close by. Sometimes the players will have those 3 villagers far away. And TaToH, of course, knows that he's just been found. TaToH going to immediately wall up. TaToH also going to feudal age here. I just think he doesn't want to take risks. When you get to feudal age, your the HP on your walls also increases. So it's nice to be there. If you get archers against you, you can drop towers. It's just a more adaptable state. But I don't know if this actually means TaToH's going to be producing lots of army. It does feel like he is waiting for a barracks right now. So he might make some army as well. I think the barracks will go up. Just waiting for it from TaToH. Not sure what he's waiting for. There he goes. And barracks is on the way for Sebastian. Could go archers. I kind of like scouts, though. At least make one scout. That scout has a lot of value to look around the map here, so... Now, that should scare TaToH a little bit. But on other maps, that's an issue. Because you start with the scout. The scout could be here attacking. But TaToH just knows. I have still got another 45, 50 seconds to wall this up and play safe. The walls are perfect over here. The walls are going up over here. And TaToH's going to add an archer range. And play into archers, at least at the start. Makes sense with the Bohemians. Gold mining upgrades are fantastic. So you get the free gold mining upgrades to be more exact. So going to gold early makes sense. Are there civs that will absolutely not be played because they're too bad / niche / risky? I mean, I would say overall, most civs are pretty playable. In tournaments, it does depend on the type of map. So, like, there's a lot of civs for this map that are just fantastic, but horrible elsewhere. Gurjaras might actually be one of them. So, yeah, it's kind of a tough answer to question. The answer, of course, is it depends. But if I were to pick one civ that I don't think we're going to see played a lot in this particular tournament, it would probably be Bulgarians. Just not really any maps where their bonuses shine too much. Though, honestly, Bulgarians could be a decent play for Fish and Fish. But I even like Burmese a little bit more there, I think. Why are Gurjaras better on this map? Because of all the goats. So you have that really fast start because you have all that extra hunt. Or not the extra hunt, but you have the extra food from the goats. And other maps, you're not going to have like the potential to get 20 goats or something like that. Also, Gurjaras are a pretty good late game civ. So if it does go late game, they're still pretty capable there. T90, I can't remember the last time I saw Vikings. Vikings might even be on the draft for this set. I don't remember what maps are out there, but Vikings was literally on stream yesterday or the day before. So it does happen, but it's a little bit more focused on water maps. Yeah, thank you, chat. I've been hydrating a little bit. It's amazing what being able to chug a glass of water does in between the sets. So thanks for the reminders. TaToH just playing safe. To be expected, right? Like, I think he picks the civ to play safe. Sebastian just been knocking on the door. But this allows Sebastian to take more of the map, drop more mills on all this shorefish, get more food eco in TaToH. And that's what I think the strat... That's where I think TaToH's strategy could fall flat here. Villagers on shorefish is so much faster than villagers on berries or villagers on farms or villagers on goats. And so, I just... As Sharkfin gifts 40 subs and blows up my screen here, I just don't know if the Castle Age time is going to be as good for TaToH. I think he's going to have to compensate by buying and selling resources. For now, though, Sebastian's making a lot of skirms and spending a lot of food on that and the upgrades. Sharkfin, thank you so much. Sharkfin. Every time you show yourself, I feel the need to tell chat the story with your name, but I think I'll hold off on that. Because I think you feel bad. It's not a big deal. I think it's funny. Long story short, my fiance is a marine biologist. Okay? And Sharkfin's name used to be Sharkfin Soup. And I one point just like jokingly said, oh, I don't think she's gonna like that, you know, Sharkfin Soup, right? And then he was like, he changed his name to Sharkfin. We weren't gonna ban them, you know, or anything like that. It wasn't that big a deal, but the Sharkfin was like, I'm just gonna change my name to Sharkfin now. Oh God, Susie says, did you tell her about the whale/dolphin meat thing? Susie, you asked, so I'll answer. I screenshotted all of your Twitch messages in that chat, as well as then saw messages from you the next day. And yes, we did have discussions on that, which we had a lot of fun with. Like, okay. Sorry, Susie, I gotta bring it up. So, I show up to a Twitch chat, okay, as TaToH's playing defense here. To see Susie saying, no one's gonna stop me from eating what I want, blah, 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 blah. I'm probably exaggerating. I apologize. But it's basically like, I can eat whale or dolphin as long as, you know, it's not affecting populations, blah, blah, blah. So I joked and I was like, I'm gonna show my marine biologist fiance this about, you know, eating whales and dolphins, blah, blah, blah. The same person, sorry, Susie, you brought it up. The same person who was talking about how I'm gonna eat whale and dolphin's fine, blah, 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 blah. The next day was saying, humans don't belong in the ocean. I don't trust boats or something. And there was like, humans don't belong in the sky. I don't trust planes. And I was thinking to myself, if you don't belong in the ocean, why are you eating a dolphin? Why are you eating dolphins? But do you belong in the ocean or not? Maybe you don't belong in the ocean. Maybe don't go eat a dolphin. Anyways, I feel like I'm ganging up on this viewer right now. It's all jokes. It's all jokes. And we move on. So, crazy walls from TaToH. He does not have access to as many shorefish. So, he is to rely on farms, which is a slow cooker. And Sebastian maybe needs an extra mill or two, but his food eco is still fantastic for now. And he'll be in Castle Age. And look at Sebastian's vision here. Outposts and houses along this side. Basically, if Sebastian can keep TaToH in this little corner forever, TaToH will eventually run out of res. Only thing TaToH has here is gold. And of course, wood and food. But no stone. Which actually Sebastian doesn't know. So the situation is better than Sebastian thinks. If TaToH had a stone in there, this could become a lot more dangerous. So I get the arguments. People really want to see someone in Sebastian's position wall in the other player. But if you invest into walls, that's worsening your economy, and you don't have the second town center. And so I actually think TaToH's just too good. He would probably break through those walls or something. Playing into skirms and adapt is fine. And there's now TC number 3. And Sebastian's just got to keep an eye on things here. Just wait to see what TaToH will do. This is one of those strats, though, with TaToH. We've seen it so many times before. It's going to look incredible if it works. And we're like, only TaToH does this. But if it doesn't work out, you look at giving up so much map control. You look at playing so defensive and potentially question it. But it is a fairly defensive map, so I don't hate it. See how Sebastian transitions here, too, because he's got the shorefish for now. Like, he's really taking advantage of that. But eventually, you do also need farms. And sometimes, you might run out of all your shorefish at once, and then you don't have the wood for farms because you weren't planning for it at the right time. TaToH's just farming away, and that's super consistent, right? 2 TCs. Did he get fervor here? Doesn't look like he got fervor. He should probably snag the fervor upgrade, and he's gonna eventually hop out here with some siege. Sebastian did see the siege workshop. He went in over here and checked with his scout. Didn't lose the scout, by the way. He went here and checked and saw the siege workshop. So now he knows there will be a pushback from TaToH. And little scary timing here, I'd say, for Sebastian, because the siege workshop isn't complete yet. But he will be able to get elite skirm. He does have the villager lead because he's on 3 town centers, and he will have his own siege. But TaToH's res collected is the same. Should that change a little bit? I think it should. But not like in a huge amount. And Sebastian not having that archer range is going to be kind of awkward if he wants more skirms. He did produce a lot of skirmishers, though. Now it's TaToH's turn to see what's happening here. He doesn't even know how bad, like how crazy division is there for Sebastian. Sebastian has the houses. And now it's time for the micro. Biggest T90 fan in chat, welcome. We also have T90's mustache in chat. Didn't we also have someone else who's named the greatest T90 fan the other day? I think it's a different person. I want to see you two debate on who's the biggest fan. Welcome, guys. The TaToH falling back now. I think he doesn't want to take the risks. Maybe he moved out just so we could get that relic. That is 2 relics. That's good. And 3 TCs for TaToH. So, does he go for chemistry now? Or does he wait for that? He probably will wait a little bit longer. And now Sebastian can see TaToH's moving out this way. TaToH has no access to stone, guys. So he has to decide if he wants to make a play for the stone. Sebastian growing in the res collected lead, but he doesn't have as many relics as TaToH. And I think he has a more difficult task with his civilization. Bohemians, once they get to bombard cannons with range units, are really strong here. 3 mangonels just firing away on the outpost for now, so Sebastian doesn't have the vision. And I was wondering if Sebastian would consider it. But there's stables now, so he's going to try some Shravamsha Riders. Shravamsha Riders are speedy. If they can get into your eco, they'll wreck it. And they're supposedly good against range units. I say supposedly because I feel like against a solid number of crossbows with ballistics, I actually think they're crap. But when TaToH has such a small army and exposed siege, this can be really good. Everywhere TaToH goes, he's walking into his opponent's vision. He's always walking into another outpost. It's actually crazy that Sebastian's just building them everywhere. It's so good. And look at the difference. Like, TaToH's running into darkness, but TaToH is getting that relic. And gets to that slightly faster than Sebastian. Kills a villager. First villager dead. TaToH's gone a little bit too far here, maybe. Sebastian is basically cutting off TaToH from getting home, and the Shravamshas could be coming in right now. I'd like to point out the idle TC time for both and how incredible that is. Considering the micro that they both have to focus on right now, we definitely need to focus on that. TaToH hits the skirms. The skirms need to dodge. Shravamshas are on the way. TaToH might get full cleared here, guys. Shravamshas should be able to take the siege. The skirms can kill everything else. There is a monk there, though. And maybe you focus the monk. If you're Sebastian, he takes the monk. Yeah, Shravamshas go down right away. I don't know. Was that worth it? You made stables. You spent 150 food on armor. You spent 150 food on bloodlines. You make all these units. I guess he's going to clear up this fight, but that is a big food investment, and now TaToH's on the way to Imp. TaToH will have no army control, though. But he's on the way up, and he's got a plan. Sebastian's keeping the map control he wanted. Could maybe snag this relic now. It's a slow cook here for TaToH. As always is with the Bohemians. And now Sebastian balances his resources, buys the food, and clicks up to Imp as well. Obviously, he has to know TaToH's up. Nice play from Sebastian. So what's your comp here if you're TaToH? Let's start there. TaToH's got this itty-bitty little corner where he'll eventually run out of gold. I actually think the first step for TaToH is actually to make army and take this golden stone. Obviously, you could push this way, but you need to take the golden stone. I think Halb and Bombard Cannon is like the two key things. I don't even care about the range units right now if you're TaToH. Just literally Halb and Bombard Cannon. You get there, you can beat everything. And then probably Halb, Bombard Cannon, or even just the Halbs right now help you move out over here, get a TC up on stone maybe. And then later you can do a combination of skirmishers and ARPs. The Gurjara player, I really don't think should make more Shravamshas for main fights if Halb is out. I think it gets really tough. I don't mind Skirm, Hussar, and just spending all of your gold on like elephant archers, actually. Or your own bombard cannons, but I will admit, I just don't like the Shravamsha. The elite Shravamsha, though, is stronger. Also with the unique tech, if Sebastian can get it, which he should, Kshatriyas here, military units costing 25% less food is a really nice upgrade. But it's also pretty pricey. So I think you go like Hussar, Skirm, and then spend your gold on elephant archers would be my suggestion here for Sebastian. Shravamshas are through. There's quite a few pikemen here. And these are Bohemian pikes, and oh my goodness. Yeah, that was horrible for Sebastian. That was just horrible. I think he took the fight because he knows that those units are just going to be garbage here. And if your units are going to be garbage, you got to fight before they're more garbage. Right? So that might have been it. Now, I love this. He's just sitting here, and he knows it's the stone that's really the key. But Sebastian's castle is in the back. Sebastian's making a trap, and Sebastian has a lot of skirms, which is fine for now. Getting Bracer. Already has ballistics. And TaToH's pikes and hand cannons will struggle against those skirms. Skirms are still key. TaToH moves out. He brought the pikemen, but he doesn't actually have enough army here. If Sebastian puts his units on attack stance, he can kill some vills maybe. But he's a little distracted over here right now. But he's got the map. He's got the map. He's got full map control right now. And TaToH kind of did what we said, prioritizes this. But this tells me he's a little bit desperate. He's a little bit worried. Skirmishers from Sebastian are so good. By the way, if Sebastian loses Shravamshas, it's okay because he's got the relics and he's got the gold. So he will probably lose a lot of them against Halp. It seems like he's still pretty intent on making them, but I think that's okay. I would have loved to see Sebastian just breathe a little bit here. Get heavy plow and get Shatras before producing a lot of army. But that tech is expensive. And if you cut military production for that tech, and maybe you lose some grounds against the Bohemians, which you cannot allow. And obviously, he sees the TC now. He knows that TaToH's trying to make a move this way. He sees everything, guys. Like, he sees the entire map. And the skirmishers are denying this TC for now and just keeping TaToH off of gold. TaToH will not have gold unless he's taking gold tier. Of course, the 2 relics, but that's barely anything at this point. Sebastian swinging the Trebs over now to get TaToH off this gold as quickly as possible. You think of what Bohemians dominate with, it's Hufnitsa. TaToH doesn't have that yet. Multiple bombard cannons. TaToH only has 1. TaToH needs gold. He needs the map. And he just does not have the map right now. And he's making hand cannons, but the hand cannons are not a counter to skirms. The bombard cannon, the only one he has, goes down. Sebastian is just so on point right now. He attack rounds the Mangonel perfectly. And now he's even going for Elite Shravamsha Rider. But I think just like 50 skirms for the time being is more than fine here. And yeah, TaToH will lose the TC. Is mining the stone, is mining the gold. Might push back the Trebs. But the Shravamshas will hit the stone now. Sebastian needs to be careful with his unit stances here. Put them on attack stance. He's had a couple instances where he's on stand grounds because of prior engagements, but this is still fine. He's killing vills. All the helps from TaToH died. The trebuchets survived for Sebastian. But TaToH's on the gold. I actually don't even mind making your own hand cannons here. But yeah, the best unit is actually Elephant Archer. No one makes Gurjara Elephant Archers. And not no one, but a lot of people don't. It's just a really good unit. It's just expensive. Just not looking like TaToH can win any fights, guys. He's just dying to skirmishers. And whatever that counter's supposed to be to skirmishers, the bombard cannons, he has not had the gold for. Sebastian has played it patient. You have to have patience against the world's very best. You're not going to kill them in one fight, usually. They'll defend pretty admirably, but this is just not looking great for TaToH. He's lost so much. He actually hasn't lost that many vills, I guess. He's just lost so much army. A T90, could Bohemian monks counter the elephants? If you can make 30 elephants and the opponent doesn't have gold, I don't think monks is a realistic counter, no. I know technically they do get the unique tech that allows them to make food monks, but if you see that, you can just switch into something else. It's just, the elephants are really pricey, and you can't make a lot of them right now. And if you didn't make a lot of them, TaToH could maybe hold with a lot of trash units. So I like what Sebastian's doing for the time being. And he should do more of the same. I'm not sure the Shravamshas have offered a ton. The skirmishers have really been the key, but now the Shravamshas are in there on the hand cannons. And hey, it's a costly meat shield. But it is a meat shield after all. More Shravamshas, more skirmishers from Sebastian. Can he finish off TaToH's castle before Wagenburg Tactics completes? He will. I think TaToH is dead, guys. Sebastian had the really fast start. Oh, God. I pressed rewind by mistake. Oh, God. Oh. I don't know what just happened. I'm so sorry. I pressed the wrong hotkey. Okay, catching up to live time. Very sorry. But TaToH's dead. His Bombard Cannon is down. His Gold Miners are getting trebbed and skirms. And this has just not been it. It hasn't been the masterpiece TaToH was hoping for. The last Bombard Cannon goes down. He won't be able to make any more. TaToH has just been completely dominated this first game. And so the theme for TaToH, for me, he can show an elite level, but sometimes maybe the strategy or maybe the consistency isn't there. Sebastian is super consistent right now. Every single game, you know what you're going to get from him. And game number 1, there was no doubt about it. He played patient. Sure, the game went to Imp, which is crazy long game if you think about it. But he just held on. By the way, I think I missed this. There was just a random Halbraid, but Sebastian even saw that. Guys, how many times can top players be sneaky and sneak out of their walls and expand to other resources? It happens a lot, right? Sebastian had outposts everywhere. In fact, how many outposts does he end the game with? He ends the game with 7 outposts, but he probably lost like 10 of them. Like, there's no possibility for TaToH to surprise him at any point in time, and Sebastian just knew. I just wonder, why did TaToH make hand cannons? Hand cannon didn't feel like a great unit here. I would have actually just loved straight Halb, Skirm, and Bombard Cannon more than that. I still don't think he has good chances, though, because Sebastian has all the map. And Sebastian's Skirmishers, very strong there. Skirmishers are a great counter to Bohemians, unless they have the Bombard Cannons, and TaToH was never able to get the numbers. Sebastian more of every single resource. And we've got TaToH versus Sebastian. And not only do we have chickens, but we've got Chicken Arena. So we got TaToH playing as the Burgundians. We've got Sebastian playing as the Burmese game 2. Now, the relics are pretty freaking close to Sebastian here. And this has been a conversation in other events. So some tournaments are going to have the relics like perfectly spaced. Like there's no variance whatsoever in how they spawn. Other tournaments have a little bit more variety in that. Obviously, a little bit more variety in that can mean that 3 relics spawn right outside someone's gate. I mean, those are technically relics that TaToH can get. He does have 2 relics here, so it's a little bit closer to him. But if I'm Sebastian, I might be looking at this and thinking, I can actually play defensive now, because I could possibly snag these relics as quickly as possible. When Sebastian has played Burmese before, he's gone with Spearmen, he's gone with Monks, and he's gone extremely aggressive. And I think he did that with Bengalis against the Burgundians. I think there's 2 civs that are really good with that. It's the Bengalis, and it's the Burmese. So good monk techs, cheap monk techs. And now we have our classic chicken funnel. And the players refuse to build a second mill, so instead they will partially build walls and gates and hope that the chickens will wander over to the other side of the fence. So why did the chicken cross the road? Because somebody built a diagonal gate in front of them. Oh yeah, looks like I should change the colors again. My bad. So we're going to put Sebastian in the blue again. TaToH in the red to keep that consistent. My bad. I wonder if TaToH knows the strat that's going to come here and will go for something different than a standard fast castle. Like what Burmese want to do is they want to go eco, light cav, and boom. But against spears and monks, it actually can get tricky. Yeah, TaToH's up. Kind of felt like TaToH was going to go up. So TaToH's rushing Feudal Age. He didn't get the wood upgrade early. He didn't get the farm upgrade early. I think this is TaToH rushing for fast bowsaw. But also, this could be some pressure. It might just be mind games, too. Like, sometimes being in Feudal Age faster just might make Sebastian feel uneasy about moving out. Because Sebastian wants to move out. He wants a barracks and monastery all in the middle. And he doesn't know what TaToH's up to, right? Chickens are wandering in. They're on the way. And Horde says, I like this map because it reminds me that in a few months we are getting out of this heat. Yeah, man. It's warm where I'm at. It's probably warmer where I'm at, where you guys are. But I could be very wrong on that. I know it's warm in a lot of places, so But Florida is one of the hotter states in my country, so usually when people are complaining about heat, it's a little bit warmer here. It's certainly more humid where I'm at. The humidity is usually pretty high this time of year, so... Did you just say it's warm? Yeah, I said it's warm. Apparently, it's only 87 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now, but that's probably like 70% humidity. 70 or 80% humidity. That's what air conditioning's for. But yes, please subscribe for my electric bill. please subscribe. The dual PC setup, the air conditioning, it gets pretty crazy this time of year. There are areas that are obviously hotter than that. Market, blacksmith now for Sebastian. So I think this confirms what I'm thinking, guys. I think he tries the same thing. I think he tries... he'll add a barracks, bring 2 vills to the middle. Yeah, he's getting loom. He's definitely going to do it. Definitely going to go for it. And TaToH went for Bosal. And this faster feudal age... I don't know. I just don't know if I'm in love with it. I mean, I've seen it before. Maybe TaToH wants to go for an archer range to have 2 archers in the middle to slow down the push or something, but he doesn't have a barracks yet. So if that's the plan, that barracks is maybe a little bit late. Okay, that might be his plan. I think he knows that Sebastian has done this before, and he wants archers to intercept the vills. Might be doable. Might be doable. Iron Chef says Florida isn't warm. Florida weather is brutally hot and deadly, lol. I mean, any type of weather is deadly if you're, you know, unprepared for it. Or, you know, not taking care of yourself. Deadly's maybe a little extreme. I don't know. I'm from Pennsylvania, which is very much north. I think my hometown is like 1,100 miles north of me. And every time I mention to my family, like, hey, you know, it's hot here, the usual, I check the weather there, and it's actually around the same. So, now TaToH goes for the stable. Okay, so the gold timing was just for Castle Age. I think this could work for Sebastian, then. I just didn't feel like Sebastian was that great at keeping his spears with his monks. And he was Bengalis last time. Bengalis are by far the best civilization with this. It's not even close. They're up 4 vills on other civs who do this, and their monks get armor. It is insane with that civ. Come to think of it, I think TaToH actually picked Bengalis on his draft. And Sebastian drops the first monastery. Again, it's right next to the relics, which is nice. It's a little bit further away from TaToH's base to push him. And TaToH's scout right now, not out and about, which is a little surprising. He could do that. And he's on the way to Castle Age. Has anyone here ever watched the show Alone before? The premise is there's 10 people, they get dropped off in like the wilderness, all separated from each other so they won't encounter other humans. And they can only bring 10 items, and whoever survives the longest wins money. It's a great show. I really like it. There's nothing more than I like stuffing my face with pizza while watching people who haven't eaten in a week tap out and then saying, oh God, I would never tap out. I'm 3 slices of pizza deep and I'm like judging these people so hard, right? I'm like, oh, come on. Wow, come on. That's the what? You haven't seen your family for 10 days? You had a whole fish 4 days ago. I mean, I'm not really that judgy. I'd like to think I'm a little bit more understanding, but I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of people who watch those types of shows. It's just like Twitch chat watching AoE2. Oh, I could quick wall that. Meanwhile, if the Twitch chatter that quick walled that actually quick walled that, they'd have 6 idols on their wood line, and they'd have 4 minutes of idle TC time, and they would have forgotten their blacksmith upgrades. Like, anyways, if you haven't watched that show, some of the seasons are great, some of the seasons are not. But I actually think it's a good watch. So it's one of my few shows that I like to watch. Sebastian's looking for these scouts right now. TaToH obviously knows what's coming. But I think Sebastian, once he gets these relics, is going to focus primarily on the push. And TaToH could have some problems. Most people are doing this because Light Cav alone is not enough once the spears are there. So he will go to double Monastery now to also convert the opponent's spears and monks. This is the common play. And, oh man, the monks aren't together. TaToH's diving. And TaToH's sniping the monks. That's amazing for TaToH. He kills 3 monks. He's going to kill 4 now and get away as well with most of the Light Cav. And that's heads-up play from TaToH. I also do think, while this is still a good build and could still work, it's just not something that's necessarily Sebastian's skill set, right? I think it's not. I've only seen him do it like once or twice. He's won with it, but like he's not doing this every day. And TaToH, I think, is going for a really nice counter to this. He stay 1 TC, double stable, double monastery. And I guess in TaToH's mind, he'll feel like his eco's still slightly better because he's Burgundians. Is there something wrong with Sebastian's hotkeys? His units keep being on passive. He uses stand ground a lot, and that's fine, but he will move his units off of stand ground sometimes and forget to do so other times. So these units are on stand ground right now, most likely, and then he needs to just get used to pressing attack stance. But protecting monks with pikes is really awkward. It's very easy for the Light Cav to distract them. Sebastian has 4 relics. He might make a move for this one, but that is probably not even worth going for at this point. He's going to push. And he's going to take a peek at what TaToH has in here. Hops out with the pikes. Back into the ram now. There he goes. Hops out with the pikes again. Sees the monks there. And the pikes are following this time. The TaToH's monks are also going to go down. And the monks are converting the monks! The monks are converting the monks! This is so good for Sebastian. So good. That's so good. That's such a nice swing. He took care of all of TaToH's monks. I mean, it's not game ending or anything, but Sebastian's producing more monks than TaToH is. TaToH needed those monks to get the atonement conversions. There are lots of Light Cav for TaToH, though. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Now there's pikes, though. And they're on... 2 of them are just standing there. 2 of them are just standing there. Okay, the monks go down again. Pikes kill off a lot of Light Cav. We might have a reset here. Also, Sebastian sniped a monk from TaToH. They'll count still even. Look at Sebastian go to stone now. So now that this base is open, he'd love a castle here. I love the houses on the front. You don't want your vills to go home. You might need your vills for something, and you need houses anyways. Plus, it gives you vision. And plus, if you ever lose map control, TaToH can't build buildings in these areas, so it looks weird, but I think it's really good from Sebastian. And Sebastian could consider his own Light Cav. But I think at this point, you're just hard committed to pikes and monks. Monks are so insanely broken if you can get the conversions right. And then if you can protect them with the pikes. I love how he's using the ram here. It makes TaToH think he can go in and then the pikes just attack immediately. Yeah, Sebastian sees the last relic, but you need to push now. So I think not going for it is the right call. That's too distracting. There could be a Light Cav waiting. You need to push. You need to kill. And you have 4 relics versus 0. So that's fine. Devotion's now on the way for Sebastian. There's also a Mangonel. And he's on the prowl. Now TaToH trying to pick off individual pikemen and individual monks. Very smart. But now he doesn't have defense. And this could become a problem. And TaToH never got atonement in this game. Sebastian needs to attack grounds. So he doesn't damage his own ram. He's damaging his own ram. Okay, he's attack grounding now. And he knows those Light Cav are back there because of those house foundations. He knows what TaToH's trying to do here. TaToH has his monks inside of his TC, is going to hop out and try a conversion train. And Sebastian was not ready for that. And so Sebastian needs to back up. This is good for TaToH. Sebastian could try and convert. TaToH doesn't have redemption. So TaToH can't convert the siege. And now the pikemen. Our monks getting conversions. It's so much happening here. The light cap for TaToH are dead. The light cap for TaToH are dead. The monks for Sebastian are dead. Oh my god, I think it's just a reset again. It's so close. Like, they're both taking losses. I think it's still better for Sebastian because this light cap can kill a monk or two. Actually, TaToH's blocking. Okay, TaToH blocked nicely. Loses one monk. The thing is, though, guys, this cycle is something Sebastian's happy with 4 relics. And if this leads to a castle drop from Sebastian on TaToH's face, TaToH's in trouble. TaToH needs this game right now. I don't know if he can do it. Hey, he doesn't have enough light cap. He needs his conversions to make the difference. If Sebastian was like a full-on arena clown who had all of those monks on control groups right now, he would convert all those monks because he has devotion and TaToH doesn't, and the pike would defend, and then the castle would go up, and it's over. Oh my god. TaToH wants to build his own castle. Like Haver over here now. Sebastian wants to build it further forward! He's going to build a more aggressive castle, and now it is pikes and monks and pikes and monks, and Lycav will come back. And there's also 2 polar bears attacking Sebastian? Guys, if Sebastian's castle was just defensive, he's fine. But he started it, and then he like, okay, now he's building it. Also, the polar bears are not helping. TaToH's gonna try and deny this castle. Can he, though? TaToH's bringing his whole economy to stop this. He doesn't have the stone for a tower. Sebastian needs to wall his vills. Okay, conversions are happening. The monks are converting Lycav. The castle's at 80%. TaToH is vill rushing. TaToH is vill rushing. There's also a tower. There's also monks to convert vills. Sebastian might actually have to convert vills back. He has to click with his vills right now. He has to click with his vills. If he completes the castle, it's still fine. Click, 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 click. Yeah, it's going to go up. TaToH committed so much to this. And look at the losses now. Oh, that's so good for Sebastian. Now, normally, if the resources are looking like you can do it, you go imp from here. Sebastian might sell his stone and wood and buy food. Yeah, there it is. And TaToH actually has his resources balanced to actually click up naturally. But TaToH has no army. Like, there's 13 monks. Anything he makes can just be converted by monks. And TaToH knows that he will lose ground on this side because he has no army. Sebastian about to go 2-0 up on TaToH. Kind of crazy, but TaToH doesn't think that he can have the same imp time, and he's going to make petards. Actually, you know what this is? I think this is 2 petards to sneak out the side and to go into Sebastian's base. He wants to counterattack. Sebastian's not seeing the army. Sebastian is bringing pikes and monks back. I think he might keep an eye on this. But Sebastian is on the way to imp. Oh, wait, the monk, the petard, the petard, the petard, the petard. The petard path that way. That's so petarded, bro. That's so good for Sebastian. He should know it. There's going to be petards for some reason now. And think about this. Monk converts the blacksmith before it goes down. Lycav looking around. Like, what are you doing back here, TaToH? Oh, you're making more army, huh? I saw a petard, huh? Okay. Sebastian also walling up his castle now. In the off chance that there's a ram. It's tough. I think if TaToH goes imp, I think he dies. But I think if he stays castle age, it might make it worse. Does Sebastian know that is happening right now? 2 petards in a dream. This could get crazy, guys. This could get crazy. Sebastian doesn't have an outpost. You remember game 1 and what the outpost did? Literally just 2 outposts, and this never happens. He would stop it. He would wall behind, but he doesn't know that the petards are coming. He's fully expecting TaToH to ram push him back here, which TaToH is actually planning on doing. Here comes TaToH, and Sebastian is about to get a rude awakening. Here come the petards. TaToH breaks down the gate. TaToH is in with an army. Sebastian's not exactly looking at his base, and he has nothing back at home. So he will drop a crazy castle on the wood line and on the gold. This is just like a keep some of my eco safe castle. Quick walls are needed now. I actually love the reaction from Sebastian here. He knows that he needs to still push, and he can't allow TaToH to distract him, and he needs wood and he needs gold. You don't actually need that much food right now. You need trebs, you need monks, and you need more trebs and you need more monks. So that castle's actually sick. He also added a mangonel behind his castle and behind these gates for if TaToH comes in for this very reason. And that mangonel will weaken a lot of TaToH's rams. TaToH will hop out with the Coustilier for the mangonel. The monks are ready for Sebastian to convert. He'll get the conversions, but the mangonel's down. The petards are being converted. The petards go down. Can Sebastian keep this castle up right now? He doesn't have the villagers here. Meanwhile, he's had to garrison. TaToH's going to lose a lot to the castle, but Sebastian has so little eco right now. Sebastian's ram is ramming down the rams. The ram's also being repaired. I mean, monks could also... The monks and pikes could also help here. Sebastian's microing the ram back. The pikes get extra attack with Burmese. He's holding. He's holding. He doesn't have repair bills. He doesn't have repair bills. He saves it. It's at 129 HP. That one vill there, helping with repairing the ram and all those pikes being sacrificed was worth it. The castle's still staying up. And the monks will convert anything TaToH sends in. That treb is key for Sebastian. The rest of his eco is a mess. But can he still win this? TaToH's at the limit with res. Another mangonel's here for these rams. The additional repair villagers is so nice for Sebastian. And TaToH can't get in close. The monks have 12 range now in imp. Sebastian actually ran out of stone right now. Still 0 on food, by the way. And can TaToH hold on here? 30 villagers ahead. What do you make? He doesn't... He needs Lycav, but like against that many monks? Damn. 129 HP. That's a petard's difference in the castle being down right now or not. But, you know, if the castle did go down, it obviously means Sebastian can't make a second treb. But that first treb is probably still always protected here. Sebastian has redemption, so he can actually convert the rams. Just really hurts that he doesn't have any stone income. He does have a couple farmers working now, but the food eco is like nil. TaToH will run out of stone to repair his castle soon. TaToH's preparing for an engagement. Engagement he has to take. Sebastian waiting for this. Sebastian's monk's out of position, if you ask me. But he is converting from distance. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I mean, can't those units just be used now to take out the rams? Like, all of TaToH's units donate to Sebastian, and now Sebastian can use those units against the rams. He should be doing that. TaToH's castle is down. He could also convert the rams, I guess. Sebastian wants the rams. Okay, Sebastian's castle's down. That's good for TaToH. The rams are fleeing now. TaToH still has a villager lead. TaToH's trying to convert monks. And the monks just get converted right back. And now the rams can be converted. The rams are going for the trebs. Sebastian can never get trebs again. He can never get trebs again, but he's got the rams. And he says, by the way, I need vills too. Give me those. Give me those. Give me those vills. Give me that eco. Oh my god. And he's repairing the treb with the vills he just converted. And now TaToH will lose all his buildings to the siege. Monks are just so strong in the right hands. And with the imp upgrades, guys, I don't think TaToH can make enough light cap for this. As we saw, it'll all just get converted. Look how fast Sebastian moves in with these old men. He's ready. He's like, show me what you've got. Show me what you've got, TaToH. Oh, more monks? Perfect. TaToH deletes those. Defensive towers from TaToH now. Yeah, you're actually just looking for the stables to take out at this point. Now look at TaToH wait. TaToH's trying to wait. Sebastian's on the hunt. Sebastian wants those light cav. And if TaToH's not going to fight, Sebastian could convert the stables. But I think actually ram the stables, convert the light cav is the way to do it. Sebastian better be ready to click here. TaToH's going to eject. TaToH ejects. Look for the blue dots on the light cav. How many conversions will Sebastian get? TaToH barely has food eco. He barely has food eco. He's killing the monks. He's killing the monks. There's maybe a chance here. I mean, there's more monks. Sebastian has taken out most of TaToH's eco. Light cav are still being targeted. More light cav are switching sides. More monks are on the way for Sebastian. More monasteries on the way for Sebastian. Maybe a couple pikes could be good here, but he doesn't have the food eco anymore. There's a reason people call this clowning. Sebastian wins the game. TaToH is out of steam at this point, guys. He has no food. He does not have enough farm eco to produce more light cav. And Sebastian actually has more light cav than him. Sebastian has plenty more monks. Sebastian has his base. Sebastian has his gold. What a win from Sebastian. Can he get 2 more here? TaToH has been basically every single LAN our pro scene has had. So he's always going to be the favorite coming into this qualifier. But Sebastian is a beast. And he's an up-and-comer. He's young. He's talented. And I know he's been very well prepped for this. And that's a great strat. And I said the other day when the Bengalis did it, I said, I really don't think there's much you can do except out-monking them. I said, like, Burmese Bengalis are 2 of the best. Bengalis probably number 1, Burmese number 2. It's just so strong. Because the counter to light cav is pike. Burmese get extra attack on their pikes. And then, and then TaToH has to go into monks, but he kind of has worse monks. And then when you snag the relics super easily, bringing in 3k gold from those relics really funds a lot of these monks. That's what? 30 monks right there. It becomes very difficult. And I think there's not a lot of things I can think of that TaToH could try here beyond just some slightly better engagements in Castle Age. As someone says, why not just go archers? I think archers in Feudal Age to stop the forward would have been really next level. Because I knew in Dark Age, I told you guys what he was going to do. I think like 3 archers with the starting scout, literally to just stop the monasteries from going up. That could be really good. But Burgundians don't have good archers. Getting crossbowmen is actually really expensive. It's hard to do off a fast castle. It's actually easier to make light cav. Your whole civilization bonus is light cav. So it's just a really, really strong strategy. And Sebastian's now up 2 games. All right, here we go. I'll swap the colors again. Game number 3. If there was any question on TaToH civs in the prior games, I want you to remove those questions from your mind right now. The Shu are so freaking good. They feel really overpowered to me. Now, the Hindustanis have answers for a lot. The Hindustanis should be a flexible civ here, but I really like the Shu. And for those that watched Doubt play Dark yesterday, you'll probably remember just how good their economy looked on the back of military. They're maybe a bit one-sided. They're pretty much just an archer and adapt type of civ, but their economy with the food income from the lumberjacks is really solid. This map, you start with the barracks, you start with the range, and a little hut, and then a free mule cart over here. Usually players in Dark Age will just take the hunt with these vills. I actually never pay attention. Are these vills automatically working on hunts when you start, or are the players choosing to do that? Actually, let's find that answer now. Okay, so they're not automatically working. The players choose to do that. Good to know. And you start with the outpost as well, which is all along the front where a lot of your stones are. So that's actually the key. TaToH yesterday with the Saracens controlled a lot of the front of Mihai's base and prevented Mihai from really expanding there. But I would say Shu opening archers would make sense. But maybe going scouts into archers makes a little bit more sense here. You have to think about the progression of the game. If you open archers, they're going to go skirms. And if they go skirms, you have to then go for a counter to those skirms. And that's where the Shu actually struggle in Feudal Age. The Shu do not get bloodlines. So their scouts are pretty poor. Knights, then not really an option. They don't actually get a knight. They get the He Guang. But He Guang is less HP than a knight to begin with. So what you want is you want Archer Siege, but you can't do Archer Siege in Feudal Age. So I actually just like scout opening for TaToH, walls, archers later. And what the... Oh my god. Sebastian is pushing the deer away. And TaToH, I guess he's continuing... He realizes this is happening or what? Dude, Sebastian was pushing the deer away from TaToH's little encampment, pulled the villagers far away there. I wonder if TaToH even paid attention. I think he might have just shift-queued the villagers onto that deer. And the deer moved this way because of Sebastian, and now the vills are exposed. Like, TaToH might not be looking there. That's pretty wild. In fact, I would guess that that's the case. TaToH will probably notice this once the villagers go idle, but... It's just super funny. Yeah, walls from TaToH has a really nice back gold. But this is quite a bit of walling here, and Sebastian is Hindustanis. I'd love to see Sebastian play heavy Feudal Age here. With other civs against walls, you have to stop making scouts. But as Hindustanis, the stable bonus is just so freaking strong. You can break through houses and break through walls. And can still justify a few additional scouts here, so. The Silver Lady says, feels like Sebastian wins because TaToH isn't on top of his game. And see, I'm not sure I agree with TaToH not being on top of his game. Bohemians, Burgundians, all these civs are really good in TaToH's hands. I think it was a classic pick from TaToH to try it in game number 1. He gets away with it against a lot of other players. I mean, we're very early here. This is the best of 7. So no one on either side should be getting ahead of themselves. But I just want to give full credit to Sebastian. I think he's played incredible. He's playing super confident, super smooth. He's not playing like someone who's only been to one land in his life. He's playing like someone who's been to like pretty much every one like TaToH, right? So TaToH getting those walls down now. And TaToH does have a little gap here. But he gets the walls down. And Sebastian obviously aware of this. We'll look for more damage and see that TaToH's also walled on this side. And so I think if you're a civ with an eco bonus that is lasting you all throughout Feudal Age, you obviously want those walls. And TaToH has that. So he's getting food income from the lumberjacks. Sebastian has cheaper vills. But it's not really the same. It doesn't affect the resource income. He will wall up at home. He actually stops the scout production. He's just attacking the outpost for the time being, not expecting TaToH to hop out. And TaToH does hop out and gets a poke. I always find it extremely awkward if I'm playing Hindustanis and I'm up against a civ that doesn't make good knights. Yes, you still have good skirms. Yes, you have other units. But it feels like part of the strength of being Hindustanis is that your camels are insane. But TaToH's just not going to play Cav anyways. So, not necessarily the matchup Sebastian was hoping for. T90, has the shoe eco nerf been noticeable? No, because the nerf hasn't happened yet. So, there's been no nerf. Any of the patch conversation you've seen is going to be on the upcoming patch, but that will happen eventually. Potentially. I mean, again, technically the things in that build do not always come through. It's like a test build. I think we've gotten very used to them pushing everything eventually anyways, but that doesn't always happen. I think there's no reason to not do that one, though. So, and it's only slight. It's only 1% nerf, so nothing too crazy. Okay. Spears, skirms. Good micro here, and Sebastian just catches TaToH off guard here. He's just smothering TaToH here, and TaToH... Yeah, there, I will say, he really felt confident moving out, and I'm not really sure what he was seeing there. Like, why did TaToH think that that was going to be a good fight for him? I think you have the walls. You can sit behind them. Sebastian super smooth behind this. Did get housed, actually, so he'll be down a Vil because of that. And does lose his skirmisher here. But is still knocking on the door. one could say the shoe is on the other foot right now, with Sebastian having more skirmishers than the shoe. But TaToH's getting fletching faster, so that could be good for him. But tough for him to move out right now, because everywhere he goes, it seems like Sebastian notices him. It's almost like these are Sebastian's outposts right now. Sebastian will chase the scout. TaToH added a spear. Sebastian immediately reacting because he's on point right now. I love to see outposts taken out. Oh, man. I like to see outposts being taken out slightly more than I like to see people actually building the outpost. Look at TaToH now. Like, how are you supposed to have confidence moving through the middle of the map now? And then look at Sebastian. Sebastian can see so much. And that will only get better. And now Sebastian, yeah, he knows the Vils are over here. He knows TaToH's walled up and his army's behind there. So now he's come over here. Feels pretty logical, right? TaToH will probably hop into that tower. But the villagers won't be working then. And actually, the tower could potentially be taken out by Hindustani scouts. Yeah, Sebastian will just camp behind there. And now TaToH would have to move out to come save those Vils, which isn't an easy thing to do. TaToH's hoping he can get to the wood line now. Sebastian doesn't see a lot of arrows there. And look at him look around, guys. He's like, what are you doing? You would see more arrows if that was filled with villagers. Yeah, also might have spotted the villagers headed back over there again. TaToH just wants to set the mule cart on the wood line, wall it in, and hope Sebastian forgets about it. Sebastian's not forgetting about it. I've heard of 3 separate practice partners that Sebastian has trained with indirectly. I can only imagine how much training he's been doing that I haven't somehow heard about through the grapevine. He's playing so good, man. And he's not playing like an underdog. He's playing like he's the better player here. He's playing super smooth. By the way, his 3 villagers over here didn't die. He brought them home. I don't know where the mule cart is, but he has come home. And he's on the way to Castle Age. TaToH needs to save these Vils. Sebastian's just coming back now. TaToH needs an army to save those Vils. And now Sebastian goes in. He wants to kill them, but there's a spear there. And, yep, got to be more patient. That's where the patience is needed, right? And TaToH's making it difficult to actually kill these Vils. But that villager there, close to going down. And no. Just forcing some idle time. That's all you're going to get against TaToH sometimes. And TaToH will use the market to click up. He has double range production. He brings his army over now. This army is actually probably good enough against Sebastian's army. And TaToH never lost a Vil. So, kind of where he wanted to be in the first place on ranged units. Even Vil count. Res collect is a little bit higher for him. He's also very defensive with a really good setup with stone behind. Lots of wood lines, lots of areas to take. But Sebastian will be Castle Age a little bit faster. And TaToH moving these Vils away because he knows that Sebastian will be coming back, which is smart. And Sebastian's producing skirms from 1 range. We don't actually see a 2nd range right now. So it's just this archer range. But he will be in Castle Age significantly faster, and TaToH's scout might be able to catch a skirm there. But this is a boom map. This is a boom map. Not a skirm map. I mean, we've seen some skirms. I'm sure we'll see more. But this is TCs. And neither Civ is great against skirms. But Sebastian Civ is better against skirms because he can go for Hussar at least. But still can't make knights. TaToH gets a nice little kill there. So he killed the skirm and he killed the scout. And those 3 villagers from TaToH, I think, just escaped home. Yep, here they come. Sebastian's looking for them and will not find them. And Sebastian goes TC2 and TC3. But if TaToH can get to what he wants, what his Civ is designed for, archery units and siege, while also adding TCs, this will be great. So if he can advance forward right now, drop a siege workshop in the middle. Obviously, that's tough because he doesn't know what Sebastian has, but that would be amazing. Also, might be a good game for Gulam here for the Hindustanis. You see the Vils on stone for Sebastian. So he might be thinking Gulam, which is anti-skirm, anti-archer unit. I kind of forgot about that one with my calculations. TaToH wants to win some big fights right now. He's dropping the university for ballistics. And Sebastian is on the prowl. Still, he didn't invest into Bodkin or anything. He just went eco upgrades. He delayed elite skirm. Now he's going for it. And look at the scouting, man. Look at the activity from the scouting from Sebastian. He always seems to know what's happening. But now he knows he needs some defense at home. Pre-house walling here, just in case there's pressure there. TaToH with ballistics on the way. This will be dangerous for Sebastian. He's got a slight Vil lead, but it's way harder game now. TaToH's completely walled with no exposed Vils. And TaToH's got a crazy eco. Look at the difference in res collected. Like, this is what I mean about the Shu eco. TaToH's later to all the economic things in this game. He had a less efficient economy. And his eco's insane. Look at the difference in worker efficiency the whole game. 74% for TaToH, 79% for Sebastian. And Sebastian's collected 800 more res. So this is the Shu economy. This is why a lot of people think this civilization is OP. Sebastian loses a Vil. And doesn't have ballistics yet, but ballistics is on the way and still 3 TCs. But yeah, the nerf that they're apparently going to apply to the Shu is from 10% to 9%, so it's slight. It's a tricky balance, though, because like the Shu are only good at certain things. But they are very good at what they do. The second TC for TaToH now. Actually on the stone. And then there's another TC on the wood. And now it's skirm time. And if it's skirm time, that means it's probably siege time. Sebastian's going to dance here. They both have ballistics now. And Sebastian's certainly clicking a lot more right now. Not sure if that necessarily will lead to better fights or not. Idle time's still not great, and the fact he can't take stone right now is not part good for his game plan. It doesn't actually kill the archer there. And does need to be careful. You don't want to trade 4 skirms for 3 archers. So I think the skirms actually came out from the wrong position because he's producing from the left side and not from his base. So that's also the benefit of TaToH's production being at home. Sebastian just microing there and actually sending his skirms forward to take TaToH skirmishers here. So 10 villager lead for Sebastian. 4 TCs for TaToH. I think that's such a good decision. This is a boom map. This is a big eco map. I haven't seen imp timings make a big difference. And also, you know, if you're getting all that extra food from the wood with this civ, you can probably justify a bit more investment. But maybe his imp time will be delayed because of that. Sebastian loves early handcart and early wheelbarrow. This isn't actually that early for handcart, but it's earlier than most players. TaToH's actually known for being later to wheelbarrow than any other high-level pro. I have a bunch of stats on that I've made videos about. He just is super late to wheelbarrow and handcart. He will go many games over an hour without handcart. It's definitely, if he had a weakness, one of them. Because the worker efficiency goes up once you get these upgrades. It's not Nikov. It used to be Nikov. It used to be Nikov. Now Nikov is really fast to eco upgrades. Nikov of old? Yeah, definitely. But Nikov, who are already qualified for this event? Absolutely not. Both players with about the same amount of stone. Vil counts even now. TaToH's caught up there. Sebastian patrolling around with siege. You're seeing more outposts placed, so he has vision on the map. This outpost actually survives. TaToH will get Town Watch now, so he can see exactly what Sebastian's up to. Kind of an interesting little left corner here for Sebastian. He doesn't have eco here anymore, but a push from here could get awkward for TaToH. Feels like all these little hills need to be controlled by both of them. And Sebastian didn't have Bodkin this whole time. He's getting it now. And the micro from Sebastian and TaToH is pretty even there. 1 for 1 on the mangonels. And more skirms for TaToH, more siege for Sebastian, more TCs for TaToH, more on stone for Sebastian. Defensive castle now for TaToH. Hold up. You know what this castle means. This means we are about to see some feathers. That's right. TaToH is going for white feather guards. If you build a defensive castle, that means you want unique unit production. And, oh my goodness, that attack round was dirty from Sebastian, but TaToH's going to make some feather guards. And, I mean, it is a unit that has more pierce armor than melee armor, so it should actually be good against skirms. How good they are against golems, I'm not so sure, because Sebastian's also building his own castle. Well, Sebastian was able to get 2 relics, by the way. I don't really know where the other relics are. There might be monks on the way back with them. Yeah, TaToH, it looks like he just got the 3rd as I said that. TaToH is getting the 2nd, so the relics are split. But TaToH's staying in Castle Age. I just don't like that. I just do not like that. But it's because I know this castle is here, right? Like, since I know the castle is here, I don't think it's so good. Okay, here's the white feather guards. Let's see. Attack round takes out half their HP. Now Sebastian knows about this. Yeah, they're good against skirms. They're good against skirms. They'll do the job here. A couple golems come out. They also have way more HP than a golem. So I think the golem... Well, first time I've ever seen these units interact. Golem doesn't seem horrible, I guess. Yeah, the golem seems pretty good. Yeah, it seems alright. I mean, there's difference in upgrades, too, so the golem's fine. Castle Fire is key, of course. TaToH's white feather guards go down. And now TaToH is... He's semi-committed to a unique unit, but he doesn't have the stone income anymore. So, it just feels like a weird spot for him. He needs an attack round to keep these skirms alive. He needs it. Oh, and Sebastian micros back. My goodness. Yeah, this army should be full cleared by golems. So, TaToH will be... He has to go white feather guards because he'll lose all of his skirms. I think. Well, TaToH lands the attack round, but the Mangana will go down. The skirms have to run away. The skirms will die, and Sebastian is up. The first thing he clicks is chemistry, guys. And that's obviously for hand cannons. And he knows. The white feather guards are a little bit slow. And white feather guards is infantry. And gunpowder is great against infantry. I just think TaToH tried to... Sometimes you try and cook too much and you burn the food, right? And I think he tried to cook a little bit too much here. He's going for Coiled Serpent Array. Again, these are unique things. White feather guards gain HP while being near each other. So you literally just mass more units and get more HP. That's a good tech. But he needs castles right now. He needs to keep his castles up, and I'm worried for TaToH. That is also his Imp TC, by the way. You could tell he's been training with Doubt. Picking the shoe on this map. Forward Imperial Age against Trebuchets. Sorry, Doubt, but that happened to Doubt yesterday. I think in this case, TaToH will actually make it to Imp. That could have been disastrous. At least TaToH noticed and is repairing. And he'll be fine. Decent enough fight here for TaToH on the side. Killed some monks in the process there. Sebastian will drop a castle here to control this hill. He's also very much aware of the left side that TaToH can't take those stones. And he sees, because he has outposts, the castles. Man, I gotta say, Sebastian's outposting is maybe the best that I've seen. It is so good. Game 1 was an example of it. Here, you literally start with outposts, and he's still building them everywhere. It's actually really poor timing, because this upcoming week is going to be a video on things that pro players need to do more of. It's very hard to make a list of things that pros need to improve on, because they're very good. But outposting is one of those things. With Sebastian making that a little less of an issue. But white feather guards are getting some damage. They are elite now, so 100 HP. But is that good enough for TaToH to also engage against the gunpowder now? Also, the white feather guards' feathers change to red once they're elite. That kind of bothers me, but they are elite now. And TaToH aiming for traction trebs. He did make one of them, but his siege workshops are now being trebbed down. And the trebs are like, I am superior. Might not have as good of traction as you, but I am superior. Shatagni's already on the way for Sebastian. So he already has the crazy range for the hand cannons, and the white feather guards are just getting massacred right now. Behind this, Sebastian is dropping stables. Sebastian planning a Hussar switch. TaToH has crazy resources, but he doesn't have the castles to spend it fast enough for white feather guards. He doesn't have the ranges to spend it fast enough, and the pressure's just so quick here. Look, even the traction treb's getting sniped by the hand cannons. That was so good for Sebastian. It's crazy to me that he's actually committed here, because this could be very risky against traction trebs, but he's murdering everything TaToH sends forward. He's also repairing his trebs. He'll keep them alive. He'll keep them alive. TaToH's army's just disappearing right now. And once Hussar's in as well, like, Hussar just massacres the skirms. I think TaToH's hard committed to white feather guards because of his attempt to make them late castle age. Could have actually been fine to stay on skirm, play the imp timing, play traction treb, skirm, and arbalest. Oh, the big moment on the left here. Sebastian actually has some army there. If his mini-map awareness is there, he might actually be able to deny that castle. But he's really focused on this side, repositioning the trebs for TaToH's castle. Hussars with the hand cannons. TaToH is going to lose this castle, most likely. Sebastian now with the gates! Now with the gates! This is another thing for my video, man. Walling in your trebs. Walling in your military, even, with gates. This kid's insane, man. It's Sebastian's time, guys. He's not doing anything wrong here. Every single decision today has been spot on. Love that castle from TaToH, though. He did complete it, so at least he loses one and replaces it with another. He just can't get any momentum now. Like, losing the siege workshops when he's trying to produce traction trebs is so tough. And he loses another traction treb because Sebastian won't let him get that mass up. Also, the Shu have a hero, which is actually very good. It heals up the army, but I don't think TaToH's ever getting to a hero now. He needs a hero. Not in the game. He needs some support somewhere, mentally, physically. Okay, white feather guards are tanky. Don't actually know if capture rate shows the HP increase once they get a bigger mass. TaToH takes that one treb. Sebastian building another castle here, though. TaToH has a literal uphill battle everywhere he goes right now. Sebastian even getting hoardings. I should just make the video on what Sebastian does that other people need to do at this point. Literally the whole video. Like 3 things out of the 5 of the video right here. This game. Outposts. Walling in your resources. Hoardings. Like that upgrade is massive. It takes a long time, but the fortification that adds is ridiculous. Now, Sebastian, hold up. Backing up, backing up. White feather guards are actually tankier than we thought. However, not against castles. Just waiting. I feel like Sebastian needs to focus his attention on this left side. He hasn't gone for any raids into TaToH's eco. And actually, TaToH's dropping a castle here. I think Sebastian will spot this now. And Sebastian will spot this. And that castle is pretty desperate. I'm not sure how TaToH got all the stone here. Like, Sebastian's out of stone. They built a similar amount of castles. But, oh, God, TaToH, you have no army here. You have no army here, man. They're fighting over here right now. TaToH just assumed he would have been fine. He would have never thought that there would be 10 hand cannons there, but Sebastian was sitting there for a while with them. Maybe intentionally to protect that gold. And another instance where Sebastian sees a traction treb and uses hussars and bombard cannons to snipe them. And TaToH's castle actually goes up. Okay, so it actually goes up. It gives him access to that gold. White feather guards. Really tanky. Again, I think they actually have more HP than this. It's probably like 105, 110 HP. The more you mass, the more HP you get, and capture rate isn't showing that. So, I mean, maybe he's holding right now. And maybe this is actually a TaToH masterpiece. We've got white feather guards running. There's no castles back here for Sebastian. White feather guards in his eco could be really difficult to deal with. Still, TaToH needs to build up the traction trebs. And I would maintain that I think Sebastian needs to try and just get some hussars into the back of TaToH's base for once here, instead of always fighting the main armies. Okay, a defensive castle for Sebastian, which he buys. Obviously seems really concerned about these raids. Maybe some gunpowder needs to come back to deal with this now. Chad, I would also love to hear the cost of a white feather guard, because I don't think they're that expensive either. So that's the other benefit of the white feather guard, but they are still slow. They do still have their weaknesses. The castle for Sebastian will go up. He can afford to lose some villagers here. Yeah, they're 60 food, 15 gold. Yeah, they're a good unit. Like, they're niche. But I actually really like the way they're balanced. I could do without the extra HP just by making more units bonus. I'm not a big fan of that. But beyond that, I think it's pretty solid, and that castle takes care of that. Sebastian's still losing villagers here, but he's still so focused on the main fight. He wants to kill TaToH. Hussars get through. TaToH house walls some of this, but the hussars get through. Hussars are trying to run through again. How much gold is TaToH actually taking right now? Because Sebastian has 3,000 gold in the bank right now. Poof. It's 80 on food for Sebastian, too. There's not a lot more Sebastian really needs to do. Like, he's on his final comp. You could get Skirm. Maybe some monks or something, but he's on a composition that I like a lot. And he has the gold where he can do it for a long time. Traction trebs are really tough to take down once you get 5 or 6 of them. You can't really push them with bombard cannons because they outrange the bombard cannons. So that's TaToH's hope right now. But TaToH has to somehow pull this one out, but how? Sebastian can just raid, man. He can just raid. He's got so much more of the map. His eco's superior. He's making TaToH work so hard. This castle, defensively, is the castle TaToH never wanted to build. Hussars get into the back now, which TaToH hasn't had to deal with. And now another traction treb gets sniped by Sebastian. He will run in as well. He can do no wrong right now, guys. He's playing insane. Hussars made it through the overchop on this side. Hussars have run all the way through here. The main army still being microed by both. But TaToH cannot... Like, look, he keeps getting baited into the hand cannons. He's losing so many villagers to this right now. Sebastian about to go 3-0 up on TaToH. Either way, coming into this, I was going to be incredibly disappointed for whoever loses. Because, I mean, they're both so good. But, if Sebastian were to make this happen, you can't argue that it hasn't been a long time coming. His rise in our scene has been insane. Again, I don't want to get ahead of myself too much because it is a best of 7. But the patience he's shown here against TaToH is so nice. Split micro with the hussars, just loops around the feathers, and as he slips by the feathers, he will take down the traction trebs. There's no way. TaToH's going to be out of gold soon. He's going to be out of gold. The white feather guards are also just not enough against this many hussars, and the hand cannons behind, 35 kills. The bombard cannons, the trebs. Could TaToH have gone for ranged units here? Could he have gone for skirms and traction trebs and an imp timing instead of the castle age traction trebs? That's what people will be asking themselves. Instead of the castle age, not traction trebs. Sorry, white feather guards is what I meant to say. But I think this is over, guys. This is going to be 3-0 up for Sebastian. He'll be 1 win away from the land. And TaToH 1 loss away from his couch. He's played well today, TaToH. He's played well enough where he has gotten wins so many times. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a, peak. But it's pretty close to it, man. In terms of his strategy and his draft, it's very TaToH-esque. Everything about it was TaToH. And now the hussars just keep coming in. Wasn't trying to be rude to TaToH, saying he's one loss away from his couch. Just pretty much just ran out of things to say there because Sebastian was so far ahead for so long. And, well, 3-0 for Sebastian, guys. Let's not forget, last week in the first qualifier, Sebastian got 4-0'd by ACCM, and I just kept saying, ACCM has played maybe the best I'd ever seen him play, and Sebastian was still going to be a force this qualifier. It's the same Sebastian we're seeing. And TaToH has just not been able to find an answer. I want to go back, though. I want to go back, and it kind of actually is somewhere along the lines of what I talked about tech switching in between games. So right here is decision-making time, okay? This is the game state. They have very similar positions on the map. Res collected's pretty much identical. Army count's pretty much the same, right? Sebastian's thinking was, we go imp, and we fight with skirms and bomber cannons. TaToH's thinking was, I tech switch. And obviously now it kind of feels like the wrong call. I think what could have happened is TaToH could have placed a defensive castle right now. Like he's still got a little bit of time. Defensive castle, sell off some wood and click up to the Imperial Age. And instead, he invests the res into the defensive castle. He goes for the armor. He goes for squires. He's basically spending resources instead of him. And then he goes for the White Feather Guards. And the White Feather Guards didn't actually do enough. Like, they weren't worth delaying your imp. And I've been saying this all the time about the shoe. Part of what makes them strong is in this type of game, if you both go imp, you can immediately make traction trebs. You have a 2-minute head start with traction trebs over bombard cannon. So I actually think, like, going skirm traction treb pushes the middle, but he didn't trust it. And he wasn't sure that he could compete with Sebastian maybe in a similar comp. Like, how much of that is it right now? Does TaToH believe that he can play the same style as Sebastian and beat him? I don't think so. Even with a slight civ advantage with that style. So Sebastian's skills just kind of tell it all. More of every single resource. The speed was so evident throughout. And Sebastian now 1 win away. Let's go, Sebastian. All right, so we got Armenians for Sebastian. And Wu for TaToH. This has to be Man-at-Arms for TaToH. Has to be. You could go straight water. They're a good civilization for that. You get extra food when you build the dock. So you can just double dock, triple dock, get a lot of food. But I think what TaToH wants is he wants some chaos to open up some opportunities for himself on water. And I also think Sebastian should expect that. So I think Sebastian will probably wall up things, like you can already tell. And I would guess walling to the edge might be too risky because they have transport, so he might actually wall this way. But yeah, Wu also do get a water bonus, which I've only seen happen once in pro games. Maybe twice, maybe 3 times. I don't know, maybe more than that. But careening dry dock is available 1 age earlier. So you can get careening and then your ships are a lot tankier. So that could also be the strategy with the Wu. And so far, it looks like TaToH's not going for the barracks, so maybe he does just go for a galley war with careening. Obviously, the islands are very close together. They start with the transport, so Sebastian's going to transport over and take a look, see what TaToH's up to. And TaToH will be up ever so slightly faster, which tracks with the bonus of getting the extra food. Also, chat, there's oysters. So you can use your fishing ships to get gold. Villagers also can take oysters if they're in an area where they can actually stand. That's not possible on this map, but it's possible on other maps. Actually, maybe here. Maybe a villager could range the oysters. Very shiny, those oysters. There's the barracks for TaToH. Okay. Well, it is a little bit late, but the build order is so fast that that's probably the reasoning for it. We'll need a house. Look at Sebastian, guys. Has he ever been out of position at all today? He's wait, nope, we jinxed him. We jinxed him. He's double checking. He now thinks there's not a barracks and that there might be a second dock. And actually, There is going to be a second dock, maybe. Oh, it's a forward dock from TaToH. TaToH says, hello, goodbye. TaToH wants to build a dock on Sebastian's dock. Also, Sebastian forgot about that Vil. That could be a Vil kill. Sebastian's also added militia, though. Villager actually will survive, and the circular walls have happened for Sebastian. TaToH doesn't have his transport right now. So I really don't think the flow of the game is what he wanted. Like, it's definitely not meta. And now his militia are waiting at home, I guess because he knows Sebastian is going to bring his militia. Yeah, the transport was needed for a bunch of different things there. And now Sebastian's just paying attention to this. He's like, okay, you're going to go for a dock. That is a demo from TaToH as well. Now Sebastian thinks that TaToH doesn't have a land army. And he's going to try and surprise TaToH. But TaToH knows this is coming. And TaToH is just waiting. Waiting with the Woo. Sounds like a really crappy album name. Waiting with the Woo. And TaToH's like, where are you? I don't see your transport anymore. What direction did you go? And there they go. Man-at-Arms is in. And Sebastian's going to be like, what? Defensive Man-at-Arms? Okay, he'll take the fight. It's actually a very nice fight. And he says, see you. Oh my god, he's using the transport to hop in and out of. Also, do you heal on a transport ship? I don't even remember. Oh goodness, TaToH's pathing there is not great. Sebastian. It's so crazy how he takes every advantage he can. That little transport trick is wild. Might lose that eventually. And TaToH is going to go for another dock here? Why do I not like this dock? Don't dock here. You could get your ships trapped, TaToH. He's got a lot to look at right now. And he loses his first man-at-arm. TaToH's man-at-arms do regenerate, but not that fast. And TaToH will go for another dock down here. Sebastian just passes this dock, though. And we'll go over towards TaToH's fish. But where's TaToH's demo? I guess he canceled that demo. Yeah, Sebastian's micro is insane. TaToH, he's always been good with micro, but it's really just been the strategy and the positioning, and that's essentially what he's gone for, right? The positioning of the docks is super uncommon. Oh, we now have a forward dock from Sebastian. He's moving in towards TaToH's fish. TaToH doesn't have a fire galley there yet. Sebastian does have a lot more fires at the moment. And Sebastian takes down another man-at-arm. He still hasn't lost an infantry unit. And he's not given any power to TaToH's forward docks at all. TaToH hasn't been able to get the production there, guys. Maybe he doesn't have the wood. Probably because he had to add the archer range. Also, Sebastian is walled in TaToH's scout and killed it. Like, guys, I don't even know what I need to say at this point for everyone to be losing their freaking minds with the level that Sebastian is showing every single freaking moment of every game. It's wild, man. Now he'll take a fight. The villagers are trapped as well, so he can get at least one Vil pick. If he fights again, it's unlikely he gets the second, but we'll see. He's got things to worry about on water, but TaToH is going to lose his water. So TaToH has lost Vils. TaToH has lost fish. TaToH has not killed a single fishing ship yet. Sebastian's fishing ships are going to sneak away right now. But TaToH does have archers. It's not like the end of the world for TaToH. It's just impressive stuff from Sebastian all the time. Like, the hype with Sebastian is real. And now he stabilizes on water. Doesn't lose a single fishing ship. Will push TaToH away. And I'm guessing he will add a range soon. Because he should expect that TaToH will try and use this transport at some point. But TaToH's transport is actually down here. And defense here from Sebastian. TaToH's fire goes down. Sebastian will pull this back and get the repairs. I can start talking about it before it happens. Because I know he will do it. It's just that clear. Oh, God. Now it... Oh, okay, he saved it. I don't know what happened. Fire ships are stupid sometimes. He saves it. TaToH's keeping his dock alive. Actually put the archers and the skirmishers there, so he might not counterattack at all. He can't actually easily get his transport home. But the fires will go down. Sebastian's got a lot more on Navy. And surprise, surprise, guys. Sebastian... I thought he clicked Castle Age there. I could have sworn he clicked Castle Age. Did he not? Maybe he didn't. He's close to the resources right now. And now is when I would say, like, a lot of people against TaToH, they try and force the issue here. And TaToH lands a big demo, and TaToH comes back. So you need to have some patience. Let's see what the patience looks like for Sebastian. They are both on the way to Castle Age now. Sebastian with 7 fire ship advantage. And he will find TaToH down here. And TaToH actually has some fishing eco. Actually, don't know if he knows that dock is there. Yeah. And TaToH has a barracks foundation there, but it's not being built yet. Oh, TaToH landed some big action on the front. TaToH taking the fish. Well played. TaToH still staying alive on water. Again, Sebastian does not know about this dock. And TaToH is going to try a masterpiece here. A transport of Jean Swordsman into the transport is his key to victory. And Sebastian doesn't know that dock is there. That's crazy. That's actually so crazy. What? More fire ships being tracked. TaToH wants those fish kills for Sebastian. Sebastian still has 2. Just water control in general, of course, is so nice. Wait, transports have more vision, right? So where does this path? I saw another game where the Armenian player transported and built churches on the opponent's face. Which sounds really ridiculous, but yes, churches do fire arrows in this game for whatever reason. So, I wonder if that's what Sebastian's going to try right now. This is literally TaToH's win condition. This area right here. Otherwise, he has no chances. He did not find the fish from Sebastian. Sebastian saved them again. He will lose his dock. But Sebastian does not see this. We actually see a church here from Sebastian. Is he going to transport Warrior Priest across the water? Is that what he's about to do? That would be so sick. Did Sebastian spot this at all? He didn't. He has no clue. TaToH's down there. TaToH's going to have some Jean Swordsman. Jean's a-coming. Or not, actually. I don't know why TaToH just bailed on this idea. He's going to send 1 Jean Swordsman. I think he wants a TC here now, actually. Big demos from TaToH. There's a transport with villagers. Sebastian wants that forward church. But the villagers aren't building right away. And TaToH does have some archers. TaToH lands some other pretty nice demos here. He still has the transport. He hasn't committed to transporting yet because he's defending so much. And Sebastian's just going to pull back the weak vills, I guess, and just bring more? This is really strong on this map. Another demo from TaToH. He kills one of the vills, but there's more vills. And guys, the churches fire arrows once it's up. So, like, that takes TaToH off of his golds for very little investment. Also, he made a church here to get that free relic. And now TaToH has a decision to make. TaToH's still holding on to his water, and now TaToH's transport comes in. This is completely unexpected. First time in the series, Sebastian hasn't expected what TaToH's going to do. He sees it right away. And he has 2 monks ready like he did expect it. Sebastian needs to be in his church now. He's 1 win away from a land. He just needs to chill here. And he'll be okay. TaToH had to move off the gold. Sebastian tried to build another church and it got denied. The Jean Swordsman got converted. And now I think Sebastian should be like, what is happening? Like, how did that get to me? Is he about to try and TC here? This could be bad for Sebastian. TaToH is held with some amazing demos. Sebastian has lost a lot of eco. Oh, dude. Now Sebastian sees the barracks, but he's dropping a church here. Okay. The church might actually deny the TC. I really think he wanted a town center there. But now he denies TaToH's TC with the church. And TaToH has to delete the TC, and that TC was pretty far along as well. TaToH, of course, is surrounded on water in a lot of ways. He's lost his dock here. He can't take this gold. He is going to switch over to this stone and to this gold. He does actually have good eco. But where is he supposed to go now? These are the only 2 villagers that have escaped his islands. Yep, and this dock has been found. Sebastian should freely fish from here. He's going a little too crazy. Like, this is reminiscent of the other games I've seen when he's very close to a very big step in his career. And it gets a little too wild. Like, you just breathe, you know, add some farms. You literally did enough damage. You don't have to go that much more crazy. You don't have to. But if you can, you also can just win the game right here. And he brings more villagers. He's bringing monks. He's going to start to convert TaToH's people. He's going to start to siege as well. TaToH does have a TC in the north now. So that was sneaky. That was nice. His fires will go down. His dock will go down. But now he needs to run with everything to the north. And I think Sebastian can tell now. I think he can tell. TaToH must be escaping. And TaToH, be careful. Like, do you even want to put 20 villagers in that transport? Because that could be 20 deaths. Yep, you do. Okay, there he goes. Load it up. Load it up. We got 19. We got room for one more, but we gotta leave. We gotta leave. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. No wonder the tickets were so cheap for this cruise. Oh, my God. Oh, get out of here, man. Get out of here fast. Holy. Oh, Demo was looking for the transport. Meanwhile, Sebastian has converted TaToH's town. He's taking TaToH's houses. He's taking TaToH's siege workshop. He is, he is going to own TaToH's town. But TaToH does have this neat little cozy island in the north. But he needs houses for population space. And he just seems completely and utterly dead. Because Sebastian is the real deal. Guys, if you had to say who was 5th... Now, okay, before this series, if you had to say who was 5th in the world, pick a name. Who would you have said? 4th and 5th. I think you can tell where I'm going with this, so please help me out. Okay, someone said Hart. No, not what I was going for. Someone said Huang. Not what I was going for. No one's going to say TaToH. I would say TaToH's like... Because they invited 4 people. They invited Leary. They invited Viper. They invited Hera. They invited Yo. I would say right after that, honestly, it's probably TaToH. Thanks for helping out there, chat, to prove my point. Anyone who says TaToH's overrated, look at his results and look at his career. Sebastian gets the congratulations from TaToH. I don't need the translations on that. And TaToH, it says, good luck in China. Sebastian qualifies for the LAN. This was convincing stuff. And it was just so freaking good, man. His military was smothering. His eco was so well timed. We saw water, we saw land, we saw walls, we saw skirms, we saw like everything in Age of Empires here. The monks was not something I was expecting. Like the monks on Arena, the monks here as well. Like he seems really comfortable with those monks now. And I mean, look out, guys. Look out. Sebastian's really good. I'm happy about this because I will never forget Sebastian being... I will never forget it being 3-3 for Sebastian against ACCM to qualify for NAC 5. And Sebastian was way ahead in that 7th game. And he went all in with a castle that was way too aggressive with no army. He lost the castle at like 99% and he lost that. And ever since, I mean, I think he did qualify for a big LAN event. He was at Red Bull, for example. But ever since, I've just kind of been ever so slightly rooting for Sebastian and hoping that he can deliver and show everyone what he can do and make these events, get these opportunities. So I think for TaToH, there will be some slight frustration with how he played some games. But like I could see what he was trying with game number 1. Game number 2 as well. It felt as though he put up a really good fight. Game number 3, I think there it was even. He tried a crazy tech switch that just simply didn't work. And then here, Sebastian was just ahead and stayed ahead. It was so good. But guys, like TaToH, Sebastian's just so fast that, and if the decision making is there, he is just going to win. He is so quick, he is so smooth, and the decision making's there now for him. It's hard to bring that consistency every single series, of course, but in this qualifier, he literally did not lose a game. He didn't lose a single game. I'm gonna pull up the bracket real quick. Just swept the entire qualifier. Poof. So yeah. Yeah, I know Sebastian was playing lots of games with other players who had qualified. I know he had played games with like teammates and friends. Sebastian was playing like every single day in preparation for this. So Sebastian's running this qualifier. He went 3-0 over U-Pudding. He went 3-0 over Veleza. He went 3-0 over Barles. And then he went 4-0 over TaToH. Veleza, Barles, TaToH. Sweep, sweep, sweep. That's nuts, dude. That's nuts. You can't say that everyone else is having an off day. It feels like everyone seems to say that everyone was having an off day when Sebastian beats him. But yeah, amazing. Well played. And he did also earn $500 more because he lost in the decider of the first qualifier. So big brain from Sebastian. Sebastian the businessman, right? Lose the first qualifier final, pocket a little bit of extra money, maybe for some travel expenses, you know? Maybe for some comfy headrests for on the flight to China. I don't know if you're going to have a $500 headrest. I don't really know. And then you win anyways. So he probably planned it that way. But yeah, I'm really happy for him.